afternoon, Mr. Everett Revels Jr. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm good. What about yourself?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. I love being out here with being an influencer for as an Amazon creator because it gives an opportunity to be able to share so many amazing stories, so many amazing products, things that are changing people's lives and just making a difference in the world in general. I
Yeah,
just get really, really, really super passionate about that. And to
that's
have
good.
you, it is, and to have you here, this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. I always talk to people about water and the benefit of water. So, one of the first things that I'm going to do right here is as we're getting started, I'm going to put highlight this Fiji natural artesian water, amazing water, large pack, nice variety of the best of the water that you can get. So we've got a pack of 36 here and comes in this nice little case so you can take it anywhere you want. Everybody needs to have their water. Water is crucial. And I know you know the benefit of water, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. I just had a conversation with someone a little while ago
What was that
about water.
conversation like? What was it like? What were you guys talking
Um,
about?
this little guy I know, he like to eat fast food and everything. I said, okay, you in the transition period. I said, but drink water. I said, you hadn't got to where you need to be, but you need to drink some water, and that will help flush everything you just ate out and the toxins and everything. At least let's flush your body out. So
Hmm.
he didn't want to hear it at first, but then he grabbed a bottle of water.
Isn't that a good feeling when you make a difference in somebody's life like that, when you know the benefits of water?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go ahead and get into the meat of things. When I first saw your story on Facebook and saw the people that were following and the effect that you were having and the pictures, because I've known you for quite some time, ever since you were in your mother's womb, right?
Yeah.
And to see you go from a child, which was basically a wonderful, normal bodied child, to all of a sudden one day you're just like a totally different person. Still the
Yeah.
great personality, still as far as the heart, the same from what I saw. And I've learned with speaking with you recently, there were a whole lot of other things going on in your head and your mind that the
Yeah.
general public, even people close to you, don't really see.
Yeah.
So let's start with the change first, and then we'll go back in retrospect and look at a little bit about the journey that got you to be even before the change.
Okay.
What no, let's start with that day, that critical change in your life, that critical change that happened with the the person that you went to see and what happened in less than 24 hours later. Let's start with that. Could you share a little bit about that, because that was basically the major turning point in your life, correct?
Yes. It was the final like dagger nail in the coffin of what I need to do. Um so been going back and forth with losing weight for years, what I need to do. And I started in the bariatrics program, and in 2018, I went through it and I quit. I was like, I can do this on my own, and I continued it again. Got back up, continued it, and said, I'll do it again. And was going back and forth. Was actually getting ready to quit. So May 6th of last year, I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and she was like, what are you doing tomorrow? And I was like, well, I'm gonna go see my daddy. And I said his birthday was April 16th. I saw him on his birthday, and I'm gonna go see him tomorrow. And so she said, okay, well, that sounds like a good deal. It was like 10 o'clock that night. About 3 o'clock that morning, my sister come waking me up. Hey, grandma just called. We need to get to daddy house. He dead, so I get to my daddy house and fire truck, policemen, all this there, and they're working on him, trying to bring him back. And he's laying on the floor. So I'm looking at my daddy, and like I just previously, I was actually going to back out of what I need to do. And that day, so May 7th, 3 something that morning, my daddy died. And so I'm looking at him laying on the floor, and it may sound crazy, but actually his death actually gave me life because it, he died from obesity. And pretty much that was one of the things on the death certificate, heart related, which was basically dealing with obesity. And I refused to, at that moment, thinking on it, I refused to be in a position to let my kids see me the way I had to see my daddy. So that was basically the turning point. Like, okay, I got to get this done, and I got to start a process, not just physically but mentally, what I got to do to reach the goal that I need to reach.
And mentally, how did you prepare your mind mentally? What was it that you specifically did that if someone out here is listening and saying, if someone out here is 500 pounds or more or obese at any rate, and they are in that same cycle that you are, what do you tell that person? What happened in your mind to change your mindset that you can share with that person?
Um, what happened in my mind was I stopped making excuses for myself. Everything was, oh, I do this, but I eliminated the word but, because anytime you say something and there's a but, you're getting ready to talk yourself out of doing something that you need to accomplish. And then surround yourself with people that don't really care about hurting your feelings, because it's gonna hurt your feelings for you to get to where you need to be. It doesn't matter what you're trying to do in life. They're gonna hurt your feelings, and that's just somebody that's trying to push you because they see where you need to go.
Right. That's so true. So you changed the people that you hung around. You put yourself in a position of like-minded people that
Yes.
were going where you wanted to go. And then how did your friends take that?
I lost some friends. I lost some friends, which I was cool with, because I understood that they're not gonna go where I'm trying to go,
Mm,
and friends can be replaced. So, but you can't grow. You can't. They can't be replaced until you get rid of what's not for you. If you if you are in a certain position and the same friend and you have not grown, it's either you or your friend, your surroundings. Once you change your surroundings and things start moving in a certain way, then you made the right move. But if you change your surroundings and things is something that you need to change internally also. So, you know, start with isolating yourself, change your friends, and then you'll see everything else that you need to do as well. Start hang around people that's eating better, that's talking about going for walks, going to the gym. Let's go get a salad. Let's drink some water. What you doing today? Let's get together on Sunday and meal prep. Have meal prep parties. Um, things outside the box of what your normal life would be.
okay. That's you just mentioned water. Yeah, again, I'm so passionate about water. That's just like the life spring. It makes everything flow good and healthy for you. So if you're listening out there, hi, I'm Candy Perry, the security lady. I help people to gain confidence by empowering them through the use and knowledge of the latest technology as it relates to personal protection, homeland security, and total life wellness. And that's why Mr. Everett Revels Jr. has joined us today, because he has been motivated and basically a self-improved, motivated person to change his life from a life of obesity and going. I have on the thing 100 pounds, 150 pounds, but it's actually more than that. And I'm so happy that you are willing to share that you're not letting anything stop you from sharing your story for the benefit of others, because most people hide that. They're like, they don't want to say I was off the scale. If they do, they want to say it in a joking manner and not in a sobering manner like what you're doing to help other people. Because when you reach a level of close to 500 pounds, because what did you say that the scale stopped at?
It stopped there 449.
449. And when you went for the surgery, let's talk a little bit about that journey, because a lot of people look at that as a negative thing. Oh, well, they went and they got surgery and that's how they lost the weight, not
Yeah.
understanding what happens mentally when you go through that. And the majority of people that get that surgery, they don't keep it off. They get it, and then it creates a lot of health issues and other backlashes because they
Yeah.
thought they used it as an easy fix. So what made you, why was the surgery important for you? Because that seems like that was also a catalyst. Why was that important for you to start it
Uh,
off?
it was important because I wanted to be around longer, and trying to do it my way. For years, it seemed like I would lose 20 pounds, gain 40, lose 10, gain 25. So it was always, I would always gain more back. So something, okay, what's wrong? Went to my doctor. My testosterone levels was off, but I wasn't, never been on blood pressure medicine, not a diabetic, cholesterol fine, vitamin D, everything's in range. Was just overweight, and my doctors couldn't even believe. Okay, you're so much overweight. Why you don't have all these other health issues? The only thing I had was sleep apnea, but that's natural from being obese. But um, it's just something that I was like, I need to be around for my kids. What path, what tool is going to help me be around for my kids longer? And this was the path that I chose to help me get to where I need to be. And a lot of people look at it like you said, oh, he took the easy way out, but you're not understanding. You still have to eat right. You have to go through all type of medical clearance just to make sure you're okay mentally and not somebody that's just gonna hurt yourself or hurt the next person. Um, so it was a long process, but it was worth it.
That's what it seems like. And you, something else that was interesting, really interesting for me to hear from your story, from speaking with you about this journey. For those of you who are watching, thank you so much for joining the live stream. We're speaking with Mr. Everett Revels Jr. He has come from 500 pounds down to right now like 289, I think it is.
294.
294 to 294. That's a massive, that's like a 200-pound loss altogether, all in all. And we're not even sure about that because the scale stopped as we speak about. Thank you for joining and watching. Please leave any message in the comments about any questions that you have that Mr. Everett may be able to answer for you. Or I've been a wellness coach as well for 32 years. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave any questions or concerns or thoughts, just some thoughts that you have about this type of weight loss and weight management journey. Phil Hill in the house. Phil Hill, I see that blue check mark. Thank you so much. Phil Hill knows, yes. Thank you for joining and for being here on this live stream. Please, as I've highlighted in the water, the essential bottled water. That's a phenomenal water, so you guys don't have to go out to the store anymore. You can just go right on here, grab an Amazon gift card, or get yourself some water and give the gift of help for Father's Day. On Father's Day, we want to get so many things for our father. Most of those things that aren't going to be used, or socks. We always want to get father socks and underwear. We can get them the gift of something that's going to enhance their health. Simple as water or some of the other things. Everett has used a few but important things. He didn't go extravagant on his journey. We have some, I highlighted the Jif creamy peanut butter. I don't know if he used Jif, but he used creamy peanut butter or peanutty crunchy, as well as in the carousel. We have that highlighted. So feel free to pick up some of these healthy items that Mr. Everett Revels Jr. used on his journey. Now, the going back to the after surgery, because one thing that really surprised me was the amount. It's not like they took off 200 pounds of obesity. Not like they just cut off 200 pounds of fat. It wasn't even really that much, but it was enough to get it down a little bit for you to get on, because you had to get down. So you lost approximately 50 pounds to have the surgery.
Yeah.
Going into the surgery at, I think it was 340, 343, I think I wrote down over here. Going into the surgery, no, I'm sorry, I said 3. Going into the day of the surgery at 423.
Yeah.
So that is just huge. And then your weight loss journey. How soon after the surgery did you go on weight loss? And what made you keep going? Because the majority of the people, they stop. They're all in all, they got the weight off, and that's one reason why a lot gain it back. So what made you keep going and say, hey, I've got to keep moving with this, and now develop the Facebook that you have now and the business that you have? We'll talk about that in a little bit in a minute. Get uncomfortable. Love it.
Well, I have 3 kids: Abigail, Nehemiah, and Gabrielle. Abigail's 17, Nehemiah's 14, Gabrielle is 10. And I'm currently 294. So, but out of all 3 of my kids, Abigail is the only one that has seen me under 300 pounds.
Wow.
So, and you guys, and me saying she's seen me, but she may not remember because she was so young, like 1 or 2 years old. But that pushed me, like, so it's almost like I'm creating a new me, version of me that my kids hadn't seen. They know I'm their father, but my daddy is different. He's a new person. So every day I'm like, I strive hard to be something physically, and not just physically, because my mental and emotion has changed too. So that pushed me. Then I think about in my mind, the body that I want. I push hard for the body that I want. I think back to when I ran track, played basketball, my high school years. I was fit. Graduated high school, 218 pounds, 9% body fat. And after that, so I was in shape. So my mind is like, I want to get back there. So that pushes me. And once was able to see, oh, I can do this. I can do a little bit more. I can do a little bit more. I go harder and harder and harder to accomplish the goals that I set out for myself.
And you haven't stopped watching your journey, sitting out there pumping your pumping iron every day and keeping it up. So the get uncomfortable. Let's talk a little bit about that. I've had people over the years in business, and the success that I've had in business is because I had to get uncomfortable. But at the beginning, I thought it would be easy. I simply started with a company called Sarah Coventry when I was 15 years old, and going to door, and really, really exciting. It was fun, but I made money. I didn't go where I wanted to go because being at home, parents had rules. And so you have to abide by rules, and you can't do what you want to do. And their mindset, my amazing, amazing parents, the mindset was, you don't have a business for yourself. You get a job. That's right. What you do. You get a job, you work. And so that's what it's trained. So then when I did have one business and I was starting to be successful, the mentality of my home was not entrepreneurship. It was, you become a doctor, you become a nurse. Okay, so you have that thing that you get stuck in. But then later, when I had an opportunity to spread my wings and to get out there and really seriously make a difference in what I wanted to do as a businesswoman, someone told me once, you have to get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. Tell me about that, because I love the analogy that you did about the chair and the kid in the chair.
So in 2017, my life transitioned. A lot of stuff went on in 2017. Went through separation, which led to a divorce. Going through that, like, God, what is it? What is it? My marriage and everything. And all I kept hearing was get uncomfortable, get uncomfortable. So I was like, okay, I hear you. So I'm in the gym working out, starting to work out to lose weight, and I'm enjoying it. And I said, okay, I understand what it takes to lose weight, the mental part, because I've been skinny, I've been athletic, now I've been obese. So I understand each level. So I'm like, okay, I want to help people. Now I need a business name. So I'm like, okay, I need a business name. God, give me a business name. So I'm sitting there waiting. And I keep hearing, I said, get uncomfortable. And I'm like, get uncomfortable? Man, there ain't nothing wrong with that. How can I do something with get uncomfortable? So I was like, okay, I'm going to roll with it. Get uncomfortable. I said, because I had to get uncomfortable. So I'm going to get uncomfortable. So I said, I need a logo. So I'm sitting there writing, thinking, um, okay, I got this picture in my head. What's one thing to make you get uncomfortable when growing up? In school, we used to play jokes. Somebody pull a chair from up under you. What you do? You uncomfortable. You don't hit the floor. You uncomfortable. You ready to get up and fight. So I was like, okay, I got that. So I reached out to a friend of mine named Philip Dodson. And I said, man, I got it. And so Philip sent me my logo, a picture of a fit man, kicking another guy out of the chair. And around it says, get uncomfortable. So Philip, I said, well, Philip, how much I owe you? He said, don't worry about it. He said, because I like your idea and I like the passion that you have. He said, me blessing you, this how you gonna pay me. Take it and run with it. And be a blessing to somebody else in their life. I was like, okay, cool. So, and that's how Get Uncomfortable came about. And going through what I went through, marriage and that transition, it was totally uncomfortable, even down to um, having to go stay with my sister after that and all that. So, and my sister was a big supporter, big backbone of everything. Like, um, and her hand into forcing me to get uncomfortable. It wasn't easy. You got to do this. You got to do that. So, my thing is now is I tell everybody, let's get uncomfortable. People don't like where they at. Okay, it don't matter. You don't like it. Let's get uncomfortable. Because the only way you're gonna be comfortable, you gotta get uncomfortable first. And that's just where I'm at. I'm in a process of always being uncomfortable. What can I do today and when I go in the gym, what can I do today that's gonna make me better than I was yesterday in the gym? And I just try to do stuff. I might fail doing it. I might fail, but tomorrow I'm gonna try again.
That's what it takes. Get uncomfortable. That's what I love about your story. Phil Hill brings a comment to the chat. He says, Phil Hill knows smart home tech. He says, I appreciate your story, Everett.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very inspiring. Thank you for that comment. Phil Hill knows smart home and tech. The getting uncomfortable is difficult. Like the things in the carousel. A person may look at those things in the carousel. They'll say, okay, now in the carousel we have water, we have Jiffy Creamy peanut butter, which is highlighted, and then we have the nuts organic peanut butter or butter, the broccoli. Now you said you use broccoli. Okay, this getting uncomfortable, changing your life is about, you have to get uncomfortable. Because if you keep eating a certain thing, you hear the stories about people that died. One huge story that the world pretty much knows is the gentleman that died from eating, what was he eating? Oh, Everett, help me out with this one. He died from eating, I think it was too many Big Macs or something like that. It was something like that. And it wasn't the food, it wasn't the restaurant. People go around and they want to pick at the restaurants, they want to pick at the government, they want to pick at the FDA. The McDonald's did not come to your front door and force you to put that hamburger and French fries in your mouth.
Exactly.
Wendy's didn't force that ice cream down your throat. Coca-Cola didn't show up with a a massive troop of army people with shields and swords and guns and put it to your head and say, drink our Coca-Cola. But yet people don't want to get uncomfortable and change their own lives. And so something like this carousel, that's why I didn't put a whole bunch of other, I put some things that you actually use for your journey. How hard is it? Because I know a little bit about your family and the struggle. Like just like my family grew up, my family, all they had was bacon, pork, hog head, grits. I never could get into the hog head, even when I went down to see grandmom and granddad. That just wasn't me. The chitlins I threw up, I just could not eat the chitlins. So I never could do that, but I did not grow up on a healthy diet. I had to make the decision to change my life to lose weight, get in shape, and move on. So how did you, all these foods in the carousels, that for you listening in the chat, for those of you who just joined us, thank you so much for joining the stream. Many, 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 many thanks to you for being here and listening to Mr. Everett Revels Jr. talk about his journey from 500 pounds down to 294. And it has been a journey. The majority of that has pretty much been organic. The surgery set him on, and he just flew after that, and is still hitting it hard. How did you have to get uncomfortable? Tell me about the change of eating habits. Okay, how did that happen? The process. Because the people listening and the people who are gonna, if you're listening to this stream and the replay, then I hope you're enjoying it and learning something from it. Please share. If you are in the struggle yourself, my heart goes out to you. Much, much, much love to you. Please be encouraged by Everett's story. So tell us about that. Tell us about that journey. That's a journey all in itself.
Growing up, I didn't even realize I had bad eating habits because that's just how we ate. And that was tough at first because your taste buds is just used to certain things. Like, I crave this sugar, I crave my biggest weakness, honey buns. I don't care what brand of honey bun. I got to have a honey bun. So now I honestly haven't had a honey bun in over a year. And I just said this to my mom yesterday. I said, I ain't had a honey bun in a year. And she was like, well, keep going. And but it is hard. And the people that's out there listening, don't listen to the people that tell you you got to eat like this, you got to do this. Yeah, that's true. But don't eat your Big Mac today and then eat clean tomorrow, because that's too big of a transition for eating bad for years. Then tomorrow you want to start eating, you're going to fail. You have to take small process. You eat bad today, and all you do is eat bad every day, then say tomorrow I'm not going to eat French fries. Do that for a week. Then eliminate some sweets. Do it in moderation, because and once you start seeing your results, that's how you go into, oh man, I'm doing this, I'm getting results. Let me take it a step further. Okay, I'm doing this, do that instead of, because a lot of the reason a lot of people fail with losing weight is because they go cold turkey and they're not ready for it. And it is really a big mental thing. Me personally, I can go cold turkey. It's a light switch to me, but once you find that switch, you know what you can and can't do. So I eliminated things one at a time. What I can eat, what I don't eat. Don't eat fried foods. I couldn't stand zucchini and squash. Never liked it. So I started eating it. Asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, and just started watching my portion sizes. And what a lot of people don't know, a small can of vegetables, I'm going to say green beans, if you want to go canned foods. A small can of green beans would get you 3 meals, because it's 3.5 servings in a small can. And a lot of people overeat on that. Oh, I'm eating healthy. A small can of green beans. I just ate a can of green beans. Yeah, it might be vegetables that you ate, but you just overate on some vegetables. So eat your proper portions and everything that you're supposed to eat properly. And that's what I did. I have a list of healthy carbs, bad carbs, healthy vegetables. There are actually some bad vegetables. Healthy fruits, some fruits that you don't need to eat, but every now and then. Um, and I got a coworker, Everett. I'm eating pineapples. Don't eat those pineapples after 3 o'clock because your body slows its metabolism down and it can't process and fight that sugar out of the system after 3 o'clock. I just say 3 o'clock because it's the evening. No 3 o'clock because your body says, oh, it's 3 o'clock. I'm about to slow down. But it's just the timing of the atmosphere and the timing of the day that it senses. Let me slow down. And so it's just eliminating foods one at a time. Eliminate your candies, eliminate your sugars, eliminate your sodas into water. If you got to have some flavor with your water, get you a flavor pack, Crystal Light, put it in your water. And it's small things that you can do that'll lead to you, the small steps that you take that'll lead to you tackling the whole staircase. But you got to make that first step.
Very, very good, the staircase, because you can't get up to the top if you don't take a step at a time. I mean, you can jump a few steps, but you can't jump the whole staircase. You hurt yourself. There's a saying that I really like that says you can't cross the ocean if you won't lose sight of the shore. If you're constantly, if you don't lose sight of the shore, you're never going to get across that ocean. And it's the same way with this type of journey. The vegetables and what you're saying, everything is not for everybody every time. Every diet, people go on diets because it should not just be a diet. Like you mentioned, you have to change your mindset in the way you think. What is good for you? What are your needs? How does your body function? I have a lot of people, and I'm kind of jealous. I'm jealous of you. I'm a little envious of you because you'll have people that will, tell you now, help you to not eat certain things. They know you don't want certain things that they don't offer it to you. They're like, oh, Everett's not doing that. I know he's on he's on his journey now. I have the opposite story. Exactly.
And that's how you know you have people that care about you. I went to a birthday party with some friends of mine, and it was cake. And all of them said, Everett's here. We don't need to eat this cake. Nobody ate cake because they support my weight loss. They support. And when people can put themselves in uncomfortable situations just to continue to push you, that's how you know you have good friends and a good circle around you. And that goes back to what I said earlier. You have to change your friends. You have to change your circle. You have to get around people that has a like mindset of where you're trying to go or where you want to go.
That's key. Where are you trying to go? Where do you want to go? If you're stuck where you are, like you mentioned earlier and spoke about earlier, and you're wondering, why am I still right here, back where I was in the same boat that I was last year? Or why do I keep getting with the same type of guy? Why do I keep getting with the same type of girl? Maybe it's not them. Maybe you're attracting that. The law of attraction says that whatever you put out there, you're going to get back in there. Yes. If you constantly put things out there, you're going to get it. Like water. I cannot say enough about water. I think I actually did. I highlight it again in the stream. Highlighting that water, getting some water. I have people constantly tell me when we go out, I don't have that type of encouragement. Maybe it's because I've been doing it for so many years, but they'll know that I don't eat certain things, and they will try their best to get me to eat something that is so unhealthy. Recently, a person mentioned to me, and for all of you who are listening out there, thank you for joining. This is Candy Craig, the security lady, and I'm helping people to gain confidence by empowering them through use of technology as it relates to personal protection, home and security, total life wellness. And we have Mr. Everett Revels Jr. with us today, sharing his story from 500 pounds down to where he is now at approximately 294 and still going. His goal is to get down to 218 or something, around that area, I think. People that speak with me, Everett, they want me to put poison in my body. And I'm quick to say, if it does not have a benefit, a positive benefit to my body, I don't put it in there, period. I'm not condemning anybody else that does that or putting anybody else down. If that's what they want to do, that's their journey, that's fine. But don't try to get me to put arson. I gave an example once. They said, Candy, just a little bit. This is someone very dear. Just a little bit, isn't going to hurt you. Well, if I take a cup of arsenic and put a little bit of arsenic on your food, in your water every single day, it's going to eventually kill you. It's going to hurt you. It's going to do some serious damage. So for me, I don't do that. And so it's encouraging to hear you say that you are surrounding yourself around those type of people. If you hang around dogs, you learn to bark. If you hang around wolves, you learn to howl. So you hang around people that are going to your journey. The the asparagus. What vegetable did you say that you just did not like? Zucchini, I think it was. Which one?
Squash and zucchini.
And you said you didn't like it, but you still, to see you say that you eat zucchini, it's like, yes, that takes commitment. That takes getting uncomfortable. So I put some squash for you who are listening out here. If you're listening to the live, thank you for joining. Please hit that button up there. I think it's up there, and follow my stream so you can see some of the latest things with the personal protection gadgets, super secret James Bond type spy products, as well as an occasional health and wellness program like what we're doing right here with Mr. Everett Revels Jr. The broccoli, we have the broccoli, several varieties that I put for you to look at in the stream. Please get yourself some broccoli and follow my stream. So next time you're watching the stream, you can eat your broccoli and say, yes, I got that broccoli. I got that asparagus. I'm remembering Everett Revels Jr. and his journey and his struggle. So to keep you on the path, getting to you where you want to go, at the rate you're going, and you're hitting it every day in a very healthy way, you're building a body for life is what you're doing. And your children, you mentioned that the first time that your 10-year-old has ever seen you under how much? Under 400?
Under 300. Well, my 10-year-old has never seen me. Once I got under 400, that was the first time my 10-year-old has seen me under 400. Now, when my 14-year-old was 2, the smallest I was 325. So, yeah, and this is actually the smallest those two have seen me. And what's crazy is my son Nehemiah, he's 14. He's right at 14. He's 6 foot, 248. And
whoa, wait, Nehemiah?
Yeah.
At how old?
14.
And how tall?
6 foot.
Wow, okay. And 248.
Yeah. So me and him actually wear the same size pants now.
Oh my God.
So it's like, man, I'm wearing the same clothes my kids wear.
That's awesome.
So, so every day it's the small stuff that pushes me. Like, I can put my seatbelt on in a car. I can see my feet when I drive now. It's the small things that people take for granted on a daily basis that I let push me. The fact I can drop my phone or drop something while I'm driving and be able to bend over and pick it up without having to pull the car over, open the door, lean to the side and pick it up. So it's just the small stuff. And part of, like, going back to my eating, I have a food scale. When I cook, I weigh everything that I eat down to the ounces. 3 to 4 ounces of my protein, my vegetable, a cup of vegetables. And if I eat a carb, it'll be 2 to 3 ounces, depending on what the carb is, and a half a cup. If it's black beans, white beans, any bean, it'll be half a cup. If it's baked sweet potato, half of a baked sweet potato. So I weigh everything, and I'm pretty cautious of what I eat and how I eat. If I go out to eat, I'm cautious of what I eat. And before I even finish eating, I'm asking for a to-go box because I'm boxing up half the food so I don't even see it. And I eat what's on my plate, and I take it home. Take the rest home. Wonderful. And it may be lunch and dinner for the next day, or lunch for work for the next 2 days. So it's a process, but it's a winning process.
Mm. Mm.
Get you a food scale. Y'all out there listening, get your food scale. Weigh your food.
Definitely.
What people don't know, what in a food setting, um, protein is big for weight loss, weight gain, whatever you're trying to do. You need your protein, but you can also overdo protein because our body can only process 43 grams of protein in one setting. So anything over 43 grams of protein that you consume in a food setting, your body is gonna flush it out, and what it can't flush out is gonna store into your fat cells for added fat. So you don't want to get into too much protein. That's why proper portions is important.
I'm so glad you brought that up about the portions. That's one thing that is one of the most simple things to conceptualize, but one of the hardest things for people to know to do and to actually do it. Going back to that getting uncomfortable. I'm going to give a shout out. Thank you for joining, Robersco. How are you, Robersco? Thank you for joining the stream today. I don't know if you got up early as I was from last night on the live stream, for all of you who are listening on the live stream and doing the security product. So thank you for joining. If you just joined the stream, we're talking to Mr. Everett Revels Jr., who went on a journey from 500 pounds down to now to about approximately 294 pounds. And he initially started with the surgery and then decided to continue on his own journey, continuing to lose massive weight and steadily. Most time we want to see people on the up scale. He is going down with the weight, up with the progress, up with the success, up with the personal growth, and up with the business success. So personally, business, spiritually, emotionally, physically, you're just on a roll, Everett Jr. You mentioned the portions. I love that. I get excited when I hear people talk about that, because when I made the decision years ago that I was going to have a body for life, and I got on a 90-day journey, and no matter what, I stuck with it. And I had a partner at the time, and we stuck with it and stuck with it. No, I shouldn't say we. He encouraged me a lot. I encouraged him, but he could not give up eating a whole chicken at one time. I'm like, baby, you can't eat the whole chicken. You were supposed to eat more. So we never look back though. I still have these pictures. I should, if I had been thinking, I would have put those pictures up on here so I could show everybody the picture of where I was being chubby, that chubby person, the person that people didn't realize, people don't realize the harsh words that they can have, the damage that they can do to those of us who are overweight at the time. And I remember so often I wanted to wear a bikini. I wanted to be cute, and have little bathing suits like my cousins and my sister and everybody else. They'd be like, oh, look at them. They're so cute. Oh, and look at her. She's so chubby. You're so chubby. And it's like, I want to be cute. Why can't I be cute?
Right.
And so when I got on that program and just hit it and became a different person, I had to change from the inside, because for years I still had those emotional scars that I'm the fat one, I'm the ugly one, I'm the, I'll never look good in clothes. And so you still live with that. And I had to get to a point where it's like, I've got to let that go. Yeah. And I did not do that until I was in my 30s. So I'm so glad that your journey where you're going, you're doing all the mental stuff, because I did the physical stuff and I did the focus on the working out and getting in shape and eating right and changing. But the mental stuff, it took a little later for someone to say, you need to become the woman that you want to be. I was like, what? Now, that doesn't even make any sense. Because I was in tears, just devastated. I want to be like this woman. I want to be thin. I want to have a nice body. I want to be pretty. I want to have a nice smile. I want people to say, you're cute, you're sexy, you're hot. What woman does not want that? We all want that.
Right.
And I want that. And that man told me, and it hurt my feelings so bad because I didn't understand. I'm like, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand. I need a mentor. I want a woman to teach me how to be pretty. But he did understand. And I was so grateful and thankful for that, because when it sunk in, it was like, no looking back. It was like the world had a tiger by the tail with me, because I became that woman that I wanted to follow. And I never, ever looked back. So the portions, Look at my portions. I'm proud to say I keep portions. Even all these years later, I keep portions and I keep my scale. I weigh just about everything. But you do it so long, Everett, and you'll see this as well. You do it for so many years. I know what 28 grams is. I can just
Right.
basically lift some walnuts and say, okay, that's about 38 walnuts. That's about 20 grams.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to tease you right here. Okay, this is my.
That's how I do. Like when I pack my lunch for work, at first I was having to weigh my almonds, an ounce of almonds. Now I know what it looked like. An ounce in my sandwich bag looked like. Okay,
Mhm.
this is an ounce. This right here at an ounce. Let's keep it going. So it's just incorporating the foods that we incorporate. In order to get healthy, we have to incorporate the foods that the TV, social media, and the radio is telling us not to eat. They putting everything out there, all the advertisement of what to eat. Eat what they're not putting on TV. Eat what they're not putting on social media because that's where you're gonna find your health at. When you go grocery shopping, everything that's on the outside of the grocery store is good for you. Everything that's
That's
on
right.
the aisles is what you don't need. You got your fresh produce, your natural produce, your milk, your eggs, your meats. Everything is on the outskirts. It's when you hit the aisles, you get your sugars, your processed foods, your high foods and sodium, and all of that.
And see, this is the educational part that you're giving. Thank you for sharing that because a lot of it, so much nowadays, is marketing with food, and
Yeah.
they put it out there, so that's the first thing you go to. Roberto, thank you so much, Roberto. I'm just now seeing your message in the chat. I still need to learn to look at this a lot faster. I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining the stream. You have a fantastic day today. If you're taking off, you've already taken off and you've seen the replay or you're looking at the replay, then thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. And I'm supporting this and looking at the security lady to make a difference in people's lives on a worldwide, international level. And Mr. Everett Revels Jr. I put some protein in here. So I have a lot of the chicken. That's one of my favorite chicken breasts. And the chicken, I tend to stay away from the cans, but I know a lot of people's lifestyle that it
Hmm.
dictates that sometimes and it's quick. And it's better to have at least get on that journey of health and wellness and make a difference and get uncomfortable. So if you've got to get that can to start getting healthy, that's perfectly fine and that's okay. Let's get healthy.
Yeah. I mean,
What do you think
like you
about?
said, if you gotta start with the can, at least you're starting. You
That's
don't
right.
you don't do better until you know better, but you have to start the process of doing better, and the knowledge will come.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So true. What do you think about chicken coops? I put a chicken coop here in the stream because some people want to go totally natural and have farm raised chickens that are raised right there in the yard. I have chicken now. I'm here in the middle of the city, and literally, the highway is right practically next to me. The metro, all these things, and there are people that have moved in, and we have chicken coops all over the place. So the people are starting to do that, and some people from other countries are bringing the culture back to us, and the people that have always had it, because over here where this is being live streamed from the United States of North America, for those of you who are joining and are not in the United States of America, this is where it's being streamed from, and people are putting all these different organic things in the yard, and I am absolutely loving it. And I became educated on it when I actually went overseas and learned more about it. I wanted to have some chickens. I'm like, I'm gonna grow chickens, my own chickens. I'm gonna go out every day, pick my own, get my own eggs. It's gonna be amazing. I did it on a farm here in Indianapolis that you go to the restaurant and all they have is farm raised chickens. I mean, the chickens are right there, and you literally go out and get your eggs and you tell them, this is what I want in my meal or for my omelet. I did not know until not too long ago. I'm not ashamed to say this because it's all an educational process that you have to have a rooster for the most part to have chickens have eggs. So I don't want a rooster.
You just taught me something.
That's what I'm hearing. Now, somebody in the chat, if you're in the chat and you can correct me, if you know, do you have to have a rooster for chicken to have eggs? Because there have been some people I've heard other countries that say there are certain chickens that lay eggs no matter what. But then other people I've heard say you have to have a rooster to have a chicken. I've read up on this and I still can't come to any conclusive answer. So if you're in the chat and you know the solid answer to that and you have verifiable information, please drop it in the chat. Who say Samuel E. Neesmith says, when will you be on again and what will be your topic? Thank you so much, Samuel E. Neesmith, for joining the live stream. Thank you. Your nephew says hello to you. So welcome to the stream. The topic right now, we will have another stream on later this evening. And the topic is going to be business professionalism and how you remain professional on the business, as well as marketing strategies and life-changing. So I am, for the people that are just joining, I'm Candy Perry, the security lady, and I help people to gain confidence by empowering them through the use and knowledge of the latest technology as it relates to personal protection, home business security, and total life wellness. Today, we're here speaking with Everett Revels Jr. about his journey from 500 pounds down to 290 and still counting, getting closer to his high school goal, his high school form of being able to compete with your son, right? At 218. Right. I love the way, for those of you who are listening, this is an exciting time. If you could give an applause through the chat, I'd be telling you, applause if you could hear it, because this has been an amazing journey and he has gotten uncomfortable to do it for the sake of his son. And subconsciously, in his mind, with the tragic situation that happened, and it was a catalyst. The joy came from me hearing in his heart, your communication, Mr. Everett Revels Jr., that you had made the decision that day before your father died. And then things took place the day after. And so I can't imagine, I have not been through that, so I can't imagine what you went through. I can imagine the comfort in many ways that you can have, because you did not wait until after to make that decision, because you had made the decision. So that is just something to be so noted and admired. That's so admirable. So thank you for sharing all of that. The chicken guys in the chat, you can pick you up some chicken. Again, these are the days. So many things have gone on in our country with different viruses and epidemics that we have shaped things in a new way. Amazon has been around for a long time to be able to get things, but now it's a different level because you can go grocery shop. I did not know that I could do all my grocery shopping at Amazon until last January. I'm like, what? I don't have to run up to the store for my beans. I can get it right at Amazon. So it's been amazing. Now tell me about the flaxseed. What made you get into using flaxseed?
Because I really don't like vegetables, to be honest. But I eat them. But just to make sure I continuously have putting fiber in me, I do flax seeds. Fiber is important. You can do flax seeds or chia seeds. I just choose flax seeds. But I put some flax seeds in my protein shake. I'm getting my fiber, my protein, whatever I mix in with it, and I'm good to go.
That sounds amazing, because I'm sure the last thing people expect when you jump out to the football field with your son and you pull out a bottle of flaxseed protein, they're like, they're not expecting. And to be an example. Okay, now we're going to start wrapping it up, but can we see that? I see that you're driving a little bit. Are you in any position at all where you can show us that logo on your shirt?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to pull over right now.
Okay, because to start your own business, to have something like this come out of this, a business, get uncomfortable. Tell us a little bit about that business, because you shared about the logo. So we're not going to go back over the history and how that came about, because If you're listening, guys, you can go back. You can look at the replay of this once we're done and see how that came. So let's see that logo. Get uncomfortable. Let's see what that's all about.
Let's see. I can you
Okay,
see
stretch
it?
it a little. Stretch it a little. Yeah, there we go. Okay, nice. Okay, I see getting kicked out the chair. Get uncomfortable. Thank you. That is the logo, and we one day this is the beginning of your journey. So it's still all coming into fruition here. It's all coming into play here, being molded. But one day we may have these incredible products on Amazon, and you heard it first from the security lady, right?
Right,
Don't
right.
forget that. It's going to be a great journey. It's going to be an amazing. It's going to affect so many lives. So, what do you want to do with the business now that you're moving on? Now that you're getting that down closer to your goal, what do you want? What do you foresee this inspiration being 10 years from now?
I want to be able to help people change their mind, um, get uncomfortable mentally, physically, whatever help them get better. And ultimately, like what you said, you wanted to be the person that you saw yourself and help them be who they see themselves, not who somebody's putting a finger in their face and telling them who they need to be. And want them to understand getting uncomfortable is not about nobody else, but redefining yourself, loving yourself, rebuilding your self-esteem, rebuilding your confidence, because life tears us down enough within ourselves that we forget about building ourselves back up because we just so focused on living life, and we just go on as robots. So 10 years from now, I want to be able to, man, when they hear the word get uncomfortable, oh, that's Everett Revels Jr. right there. He helped me change my mindset. Like one of my favorite motivational speakers, one of them is Eric Thomas. And a story that he told sticks with me all the time. So I want to be able to do something that sticks with people to say I can make it. Um, Real quick, short version of his story. It was a little boy that wanted to be successful. They told him he lived in the town. They told the boy, "You go see the guru who lived at the top of the hill." So the little boy went to the guru. "Hey, sir, I want to be successful." He said, "Meet me at the beach tomorrow. I'll tell you how to be successful." The young man shows up at the beach in a suit. The guru shows up in shorts and t-shirt. He said, "I thought you were going to teach me how to be successful." He said, "I am." He said, "Follow me in the water." And so they walking in the water. The young man, oh, he gonna show me how to be successful. He walking proudly. Guru holding his hand. He said, "Come a little further." The water starts getting up to the young man's neck. The young man said, "I can't breathe. I'm being going to go in the water." He said, "Well, follow me some more." The guru was about 6'7", 6'8". And so the guru was all, above the water. The young man starts drowning. He comes up to breathe. The guru takes his head and pushes his head back under the water. The little boy kicking and screaming. You see his arms waving above the water. The boy comes up. "Man, you crazy. I'm going to tell everybody in the town that you crazy. You ain't no wise man. You ain't no guru. You just a fool and this and that." And the guru asked the young man, "I taught you something. You missing my point. You want to be successful. No, you try to kill me. You supposed to teach me." The guru said the message is, when you want to be successful, as bad as you was just trying to breathe, then you'll be successful. And that's always in my mind that Eric Thomas said that. So I want to leave that mark on people that you can always think something back and be like, "Oh, that makes sense right there." And what he said makes sense. When you can't breathe, you got asthma, whatever, the only thing you think about is getting your breath so you can live. And that's how we got to be when it comes to wanting to be successful, no matter what it is. And that's my mindset now, as far as getting uncomfortable, me losing weight, me taking it to the next level. I want to be as successful as bad as it takes me to breathe out here and live my life every day.
That is awesome. And you're doing it. You're doing it. You're getting there. And if we could grasp that more, it would be amazing. This whole planet would be so different. And
Yeah,
it starts with those little things that what you just said. Now he was willing to follow that man because of his mindset where he was and what he thought. And
yeah,
we had a super life shock when it was like the man was holding him underwater, right? So as
right.
we fit these things in this, like these things in this, let's see, somebody just said something. Sam Manning, a bundle of 6 day today. Hey, thank you for being here, Sam. It's awesome to have you here. Let me see, tell Everett happy taco terrific Tuesday, security lady. Okay. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for supporting. Please make, if you're just joining the stream, I'm Candy Perry, the security lady. I help people to gain confidence by empowering them through the use of knowledge of the latest technology as it relates personal protection, home business security, total life wellness. And today, this particular segment is about total life wellness. I try to make sure I always throw that segment in because in order to hold one of these things like this, personal protection device, or to throw it out, do what you need to do with it, you need to have some type of health and wellness, knowing that you can actually handle a device like this. And Everett Revels Jr., one day when we meet up, I'm gonna show you how to use one of these, okay?
Okay, that'll work.
Add that to your get uncomfortable list when you're teaching these young people out here. Now, getting uncomfortable in the stream here. Oh, nice to meet you, Rosalinda. Nice to meet you. Welcome, Everett.
Thank
Says
you. Thank you.
Rosalinda. The flaxseed, people get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable now, you guys out here who's listening to this stream. We're getting uncomfortable up in here, and get uncomfortable and get some flaxseed if you've never had it. There's so many things you can do with this flaxseed, full of omega-3s, just amazing,
Right.
and omega-6 as well. Amazing for bones, joint issues. Make sure that you try to also ground them so it just doesn't go straight through your body and you look in the toilet and be like, oh my God, there's all my flaxseed. we don't want to do that. We want to take advantage of full nutrition, absorbing it in our body. Okay, you mentioned that you eat eggs. How many eggs do you personally eat a day?
Say that again.
How many eggs do you personally eat a day?
Um,
Is that a daily part of your diet?
yeah, I get up and I eat 2 to 3 scrambled eggs for breakfast every morning.
Good deal. Because
Two to three
that's a
scrambled eggs and maybe half a grapefruit or half a orange.
nice. So you really get a great balance of protein and carbs. We're going
Yeah,
to come back. I'm going to have you back on another show when I'm speaking with another individual and speak about the balance. Because another thing, and I wish Christine was on here. Christina Nietzsche, the girl is phenomenal. So guys, if you've ever heard of Christine Nietzsche, tell her I said hello. If you go to her live stream, tell her the security lady gave her a shout out. She does a lot of health and fitness things. She's probably right now at the side of a pool somewhere exercising her feet and her legs and her calves and her butt muscles. Yeah, she's amazing. The eggs there, I have to be careful not to eat too much because I love the protein it gives. And the balance, carbs, just for FYI, security tip number 1, Everett Revels Jr. has been giving all the tips this morning. So I'm going to give the security lady tip number 1 for this particular live stream is not all carbs are bad. But also all vegetables, over 98% of vegetables are carbs, which are good for you.
yeah.
Let's try not to be on the bandwagon when we hear, oh, we got to stay away from carbs, stay away from carbs, stay away from carbs. My mother's just now learning that vegetables are carbs. She always thought that just bread was carbs. And she's amazing. Her journey is amazing. She's still continually grow at 83 years old. Yeah, give it up. Give it up for mom. Shout out to you. Okay, let's see. Sam maintaining here says, we eat boiled eggs and omelets and fried eggs. Me and my 6 kiddos. Wow. That's a nice group of kiddos, 6 kiddos. That's a lot of eggs. So let me see,
Right.
6 kiddos, each kiddo eating maybe 2 eggs, depending on the kiddos. That's 12 eggs, plus you and possibly a wife, significant other. Let me see, that's almost a 2 dozen eggs. A dozen eggs every day. I love eggs. So we have an egg boiler in here. I'm just highlighting the egg boiler. Do you use an egg boiler by any chance, Everett?
No, I know some people that uses it. They love it.
That's what my mother and my brother and his wife, and everybody else I know swears by these things. I've never gotten one. The old-fashioned part of me says I can just put it in a put it in a pot and boil it. But they say
That's
it
me.
only right. They say it only. I'm going to go through this real quick. The Bella 17283 cooker, rapid boiler, poacher, maker up to 7 large boiled eggs, poaching, and I don't know, Sam, if that would take care of you and your 6 kids, since it only does 7. But listen to this, okay? It lets you know when they're ready. Quick results, 360-watt heating, cooks, boils, and poaches eggs rapidly and evenly. Satisfy your eggs faster without having to wait for it to boil. Wow, that's an amazing product. And it's only not very much. Accessories there, easy to clean. Yeah, I hear these things can do them in like 2 minutes. Boom, pow. That's amazing that things can do that this fast. See where Sergi says, where you living, Sergi? I'm live streaming right here now from the great, amazing city of Indianapolis, Indiana, in the Midwest. Indianapolis, Indiana is one of the largest cities in the United States of North America that is not on a major waterfront. And you're probably thinking, okay, I didn't ask for all that, security lady. Now back to Everett and back to the big green eggs. We have the Judy's egg whites there. For those of you who do not want to deal with just having a whole egg, there's the egg whites. You don't have to deal with the shell. You just use that out of the pouch. I've highlighted that in the carousel for you. So we're going through that diet, Everett, because I want everybody to see this journey that you've done and stayed with and maintained, and just didn't let one surgery just stop you. It's like, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to keep being uncomfortable. Let me see. Sergi says, thanks. You're very welcome, Sergi. And thank you so much for joining the stream with today and seeing what's going on with the security lady. I live here in Voronezh. It's 540 kilometers from Moscow. Oh, cool. Well, thank you for joining us all the way over from the other side of the world.
Right.
Let me see this over here. Hey, now why is this over here like this? I want to see this. Okay. Okay, Voronezh. I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce that. I'll make sure I check that out and look at the Google pronunciation of that to make sure I have it exactly right. Oh, great. I got it right. Thank you so much, Sergi. I love this education, and love this. If you have any questions in the chat about what's going on, about the journey from being at one point a young, fit, athletic person who's conquering the world, all kinds of sports and taking it out, to being obese, approximately 500 pounds, and then changing the life and getting back to where he needs to be. Please leave any questions in the chat for either the security lady, myself, or for Mr. Everett Revels Jr. from other side of the world. It's very cool for me to listen. Sergi says, it's very cool for me to listen to you from the other side of the world. I know, right? You've just got to love it, what things are going around here, especially with what Amazon is doing with allowing us live creators, us influencers, to put all this out here. So if you have any ideas and you would like to see the security lady, as long as it relates to personal protection, home business security, total life wellness, there's something you'd like to hear about, or you want some information about, or some other super cool products, please leave a message in the chat and I will see what I can do. Okay, let's go on over here. Some more chicken. The asparagus. Okay, you said you did not like asparagus, but you got uncomfortable and ate it anyway. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah,
And you still eat it.
I still eat it.
Awesome. Okay, guys, we have highlighted some asparagus. For those of you who are not fond of asparagus, we have several different types of asparagus for you. And Everett, you can check them out. I don't know if you just stick with one type of asparagus, or since you don't like it, you may be like, no, I found exactly the one I like, and I'm sticking with that one type of asparagus. Or you may say, this is pretty cool. It's palatable now. I'm handling it. I think I'm gonna branch out and try a couple of different types of asparagus. The security lady's got some super cool recipes that she can give you for some asparagus. So guys, check out the asparagus in there. If you've never had it, this is a perfect time to try the asparagus. And I'm going to actually see if there are any. I always like to check to see if there are any coupons on things like this at the time. So let's see if there's any coupon on any of the asparagus products right now. No, the asparagus is not on sale right now, and it does not appear that there are any live coupons but whoa, wait a minute. Now, did you say, Everett Revels Jr., that you do or do not like, or did or did not like zucchini?
I didn't like zucchini.
You didn't like zucchini. Well, guess what we have
No,
here? And maybe, I don't know if you've ever heard of it or not, but I'm going to go ahead and highlight this here. Have you heard of dried zucchini?
yes, I have. I haven't tried it, but I've heard of it.
I had not heard of dried zucchini, dried squash, dried everything else, because I have a dehydrator, so I make a lot of dried things. But the zucchini, guys, this is a great opportunity for, let's see what I hear. Teen and Tot started following. Oh, thank you so much, Teen and Tot. I wish somehow I'm going to figure out how Everett, we have a new follower now. Teen and Tot has followed us.
Okay.
That's exciting. I'm going to figure out somehow how to do those little bells and whistles like other people have, like the creators. They have this thing that when somebody follows, they say, oh, somebody followed, and they press a button, and all of a sudden it's like, yay, party, or a song, and all this fun stuff goes off. But Everett, if you would like to, because I heard you sing.
No, I ain't sung in years.
Hey, why did I hear that you sing?
I don't know where you got that from. I ain't sung in I don't know how long.
Okay, maybe you haven't sung in a long time. Do you like to sing?
When I'm in the shower.
So I guess if I said, would you like to sing Teen and Tot a welcome jingle, the answer would probably be what?
No.
Okay. But Teen and Tot, I tried to give you a song by the world famous renowned Everett Revels Jr. Let's see. I'm going to try to learn to sell on Amazon from Russia. Oh, wow. That is awesome, Sergey. That I'm so excited that you're going to try to learn how to sell on Amazon. It's a lot of fun. Oh, no. I need to get back here. There are a lot of creative things you can do. You can do amazing things like speak with people like Everett Revels Jr. and help to put certain things out to the world. Okay, let's see. Oh, the exercise equipment. Wow, this is going to be long. I may have to have you back on because we've gone a little bit over. I like to keep it at an hour, and we've gone 13 minutes over that hour. The
Okay.
exercise equipment, just briefly, and then we're going to come back and do it if that will be okay with you to have you back again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fantastic. So we're going to hit the actual practicalities of how you're doing things. Maybe even we can work it out where we can follow you while you are actually at the gym and to see some of these things. So thank you so very much for being here and joining the show. Thank you to all of you who are in the chat and who have listened. And I hope you've learned a lot and enjoyed his journey. Look at these products. I have the amazing Bosu Balance Bar, the Bosu Helm Bar, and several other products in here. Free weights are always good. The elliptical, amazing. I love the elliptical. And the treadmill, as well as some other things that we're going to show you how to do on another stream. So thank you again for joining. Hope you've had a marvelous time. Don't forget to follow. I think it's right there. Don't forget to, wait, let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Don't forget to follow this page up here. Follow me so you can get notified when I'm going to be live next. And again, Mr. Everett Revels Jr., thank you so much for joining this stream. And we are
Thank you for
calling
having
it.
me.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Kisses, hugs, much love to you.
Love you too.